Welcome to TechGolly Weekend News.
This week's top news headlines.
TechGolly gears up for CES 2025. What's new we're expecting? Volkswagen and XPeng expand partnership in China's EV charging network. Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel sues Biden administration over block merger. China aims for semiconductor self-reliance with open-source processor development. UK antitrust regulator targets tech giants with new investigations. AI startups dominate U.S. venture capital funding in record year. Industry group warns against AI chip export restrictions amid leadership concerns. EU court orders European Commission to pay damages for data privacy breach. Supreme Court weighs TikTok ban amid national security and free speech concerns. Mantra and Dammit Group partner to tokenize $1 billion in Middle Eastern assets.
The tech world converges on Las Vegas as CES 2025 gears up to showcase the industry's latest innovations. While the show officially begins on January 7th, the buzz has already started, with major players holding press conferences and unveiling new products. This year, artificial intelligence is expected to permeate every corner of the conference, from AI-powered personal devices to cutting-edge smart home technology. Familiar highlights like TVs, wearables, and laptops will dominate, alongside health tech, futuristic vehicles, and quirky items like advanced massage chairs. NVIDIA and AMD are slated to reveal next-generation GPUs, promising significant boosts in gaming performance and new AI capabilities. Meanwhile, AI PCs and accessories will take center stage, with companies pushing features that enhance productivity and creativity. However, the practicality of these tools faces scrutiny. The CES stage will also host discussions by top executives, including Jensen Huang of NVIDIA and Linda Yaccarino of X, formerly Twitter, and industry giants from companies like Delta, Sony, and Waymo. Snap CEO Evan Spiegel will delve into the platform's evolving goals, reflecting the growing influence of social media at the event. Early announcements have set a high bar. LG unveiled its 2025 OLED Evo TVs with AI enhancements and a gaming monitor that blends cutting-edge technology with versatility. The brand also teased innovations like a soundbar and a unique microwave featuring a touchscreen. Hyundai Mobis offered a glimpse of its holographic windshield display, heralding a new era in automotive technology. Satellite communication is another focal point, with advancements bringing once-exclusive features like emergency SOS and satellite texting to more devices. Brands are enhancing soundbars, earbuds, and wearable tech, with dialogue clarity and health tracking becoming prominent themes. CES 2025 promises a captivating blend of futuristic concepts and practical innovations, ensuring its status as a technological landmark event.
Volkswagen and XPeng announced on Monday that they are expanding their collaboration in electric vehicle charging infrastructure in China, which has raised the shares of both companies. The partnership involves a memorandum of understanding under which the German automaker and the Chinese EV firm will open their super-fast charging networks to each other's customers. This initiative will provide access to over 20,000 charging points across 420 cities in China. XPeng shares listed in Hong Kong gained 3.4% by the close of trading, while Volkswagen stock rose 2% during early European trading. As part of the collaboration, the two companies also plan to explore the development of co-branded super-fast charging stations, signaling a deeper commitment to enhancing EV infrastructure in the world's largest automobile market. Olaf Korzanovsky, Executive Vice President of Volkswagen Group China, emphasized the partnership's importance, noting that it will create one of China's largest super-fast charging networks. This network will facilitate e-mobility in urban centers and extend its reach to more remote cities, enabling the broader adoption of electric vehicles. Charging infrastructure has become a critical competitive arena in the electric vehicle market, allowing drivers to travel longer distances with confidence in recharging options. Tesla, a key competitor, has also been actively expanding its supercharger network in China. Volkswagen's commitment to China's EV market is underscored by its $700 million investment in XPeng in 2023, acquiring a 4.99% stake in the company. By 2030, Volkswagen aims to launch at least 30 fully electric models in China. The two companies are also collaborating on developing 2 electric vehicle models for delivery in 2026.
Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have filed lawsuits against U.S. President Joe Biden, alleging constitutional violations and political interference in blocking their $14.9 billion merger through a flawed national security review. The companies seek to overturn the decision and secure a fresh, unbiased review process by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. They argue that Biden's actions prejudice the committee review and deprive them of due process. The merger, which faced political scrutiny ahead of the U.S. presidential election, drew opposition from Biden and his Republican challenger, Donald Trump. Both emphasized keeping U.S. Steel American-owned, despite Nippon Steel's assurances to relocate its U.S. headquarters to Pittsburgh and honor existing labor agreements. The companies accused Biden of catering to the United Steelworkers Union to gain favor in Pennsylvania, a critical swing state. Nippon Steel's vice chair, Takahiro Mori, criticized the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. process, claiming a lack of transparency and feedback during negotiations. The lawsuit also targets Attorney General Merrick Garland and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, citing a manipulated review process to align with Biden's political agenda. In addition, the companies have filed a separate lawsuit against Cleveland-Cliffs, its CEO Lorenzo Goncalves, and union leader David McCall, alleging anti-competitive practices. They claim Cliffs orchestrated a campaign to monopolize the domestic steel market by undermining the merger. While the White House defended the bloc as a matter of national security, critics view it as politically motivated. Courts, however, generally grant the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. broad discretion in defining security risks. The companies remain determined to challenge the decision and pursue damages for alleged collusion and unlawful practices.
China's top government research academy is accelerating efforts to bolster semiconductor self-reliance amid escalating U.S. trade restrictions. The Chinese Academy of Sciences has announced plans to deliver its open-source processor Xiangshan in 2025, developed under the RISC-V architecture. This initiative represents China's commitment to advancing high-performance open-source chip technology. Bao Yungang, deputy director of the Chinese Academy of Sciences Institute of Computing Technology, says the Xiangshan project, initiated in 2019, aims to establish itself as the Linux of processors. During the 2024 Hot Chip Semiconductor Conference presentation, researchers highlighted Xiangshan's scalable applications, challenging the perception that open-source processors lack performance or quality. China's growing reliance on RISC-V, an open-source chip design architecture, stems from its ability to offer customization and reduce dependence on foreign technology. High-profile adopters, such as Alibaba Group's T-Head unit, have already integrated RISC-V-based chips into Alibaba Cloud's data centers. However, U.S. lawmakers are reportedly exploring ways to limit RISC-V's adoption, even as regulatory options remain constrained by RISC-V International's nonprofit status outside the U.S. The Xiangshan project has completed 2 design iterations, Yankuhu in 2021 and Nanhu in 2023, and is developing a 3rd version, Kiminghu. Despite these advancements, the Chinese Academy of Sciences team acknowledges a significant gap between their processors and mainstream industry standards. Recent attention from U.S. hacker George Hotz, who praised Xiangshan as a leading open-source CPU, has amplified its visibility and increased activity on its GitHub page. This ambitious project underlines China's strategic push to counter U.S. dominance in the semiconductor sector while fostering innovation in open-source technologies.
The UK's Competition and Markets Authority announced plans to launch 2 investigations this month under its new regulatory framework for major tech companies. These powers aim to promote investment, innovation, and competition within the digital economy. To initiate investigations, firms must first be designated with strategic market status in specific digital activities. This designation applies only to the largest and most influential tech companies, setting a high threshold for qualification. In November, the Competition and Markets Authority raised concerns about Apple potentially stifling innovation in smartphone browsers and expressed interest in probing Apple and Google's dominance in mobile ecosystems. With the new powers now in effect, the regulator plans to begin 2 investigations in digital activities and expects to announce a 3rd investigation in about 6 months. Each inquiry will be completed within a statutory period of 9 months. The Competition and Markets Authority's objectives include ensuring that large tech players do not favor their own services to the detriment of smaller competitors, enabling consumers to switch providers without losing data, and fostering competition to drive growth. These measures align with Prime Minister Keir Starmer's October directive to prioritize economic growth for the Competition and Markets Authority. Since Brexit, the Competition and Markets Authority has become more prominent in regulating mergers and competition, positioning itself as a key player overseeing the tech sector. The new regime aims to balance making Britain an attractive technology hub, ensuring consumers benefit from competitive pricing and choices.
Venture capital investment in artificial intelligence startups in the United States reached an unprecedented $97 billion last year, setting a new record. Major funding rounds for companies such as Elon Musk's xAI, OpenAI, and Anthropic contributed significantly to this surge. According to newly released data from PitchBook, nearly half of the $209 billion raised by U.S. startups in 2024 was funneled into AI-focused firms, marking the highest proportion on record. Total startup funding in the U.S. increased by about one-third compared to 2023, underscoring the industry's growing focus on AI innovation. However, venture capital firms themselves raised only $76.1 billion across 508 funds, the lowest count since 2014, and the smallest dollar amount since 2019. This reflects a shifting landscape in venture capital, where large, established firms and high-profile startups have found it easier to attract funding, leaving smaller or less trendy sectors, such as enterprise software, struggling. Exit activity, including initial public offerings and acquisitions, also rose. Startups earned $149.2 billion from exits, nearly $30 billion more than in 2023 and matching the level seen in 2022. Outside the U.S., however, the picture was less optimistic. European startup funding fell to $61.6 billion, down from $66.7 billion the previous year, while Asian deals dropped sharply to $75.9 billion from $100.1 billion in 2023. This highlights a stark contrast between the robust AI-driven momentum in the U.S. and the challenges startups face globally.
A prominent technology industry group has urged the Biden administration to reconsider implementing a sweeping rule that could severely limit global access to advanced AI chips. The Information Technology Industry Council, representing major tech firms like Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta, expressed concerns that the rule, expected to be announced as early as Friday, would undermine the United States' leadership in artificial intelligence while providing an advantage to international competitors. The proposed restrictions, spearheaded by the Commerce Department, aim to curb the export of AI chips to prevent their misuse, particularly to inhibit China's military advancements. However, Information Technology Industry Council CEO Jason Oxman criticized the timing and scope of the rule in a letter to Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. He argued that rushing such a significant policy in the final days of President Joe Biden's administration could lead to unforeseen and damaging repercussions. Donald Trump is set to be inaugurated on January 20th, making the rule's timing even more contentious. Oxman acknowledged the administration's commitment to national security, but cautioned that the proposed restrictions could inadvertently harm U.S. companies by imposing arbitrary constraints on their ability to sell computing systems abroad. He noted that the potential consequences include ceding a dominant position in the global AI market to other nations. The Information Technology Industry Council has called for the rule to be introduced as a proposed rulemaking process, allowing for comprehensive input from stakeholders due to the significant economic and geopolitical implications. The Semiconductor Industry Association and Oracle have also voiced their opposition. Ken Glueck, Oracle's executive vice president, described the rule as overly broad, claiming it would impose unprecedented regulations on the global commercial cloud industry. Neither the Commerce Department nor the White House has commented on industry leaders' concerns. Critics warn that the draft regulation, titled the Export Control Framework for Artificial Intelligence Diffusion, could become one of the most disruptive policies ever introduced to the U.S. technology sector.
In an unprecedented ruling, the EU General Court has mandated that the European Commission compensate a German citizen for violating its own data protection regulations. The court ordered the Commission to pay €400, $412, in damages after determining that it had improperly transferred the individual's personal data to the United States without adequate safeguards. The case originated when the citizen used a sign-in with Facebook option on the EU login webpage to register for a conference. The Commission's action resulted in transferring the user's IP address to Meta platforms in the US, a move that the court found to be in breach of Europe's stringent General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. This landmark decision marks the first time the European Commission has been held financially liable for violating its own data privacy laws. In response to the ruling, a Commission spokesperson stated, "The Commission takes note of the judgment and will carefully study the court's judgment and its implications." This statement underscores the significance of the decision, which serves as a reminder of the importance of upholding GDPR standards even within EU institutions. The GDPR is recognized globally as one of the most robust data privacy frameworks. It has been a powerful tool for regulating the handling of personal data. Major corporations, including Meta, LinkedIn, and Klarna, have previously been fined for non-compliance. This ruling extends the application of GDPR accountability to EU institutions, emphasizing that no entity is exempt from adhering to these rigorous data protection laws. The judgment highlights the EU's commitment to data privacy, reinforcing the need for strict compliance with GDPR standards. It also sets a precedent for citizens to hold institutions accountable for mismanaging their data, showcasing the growing influence of privacy regulations in shaping the digital landscape.
The U.S. Supreme Court is facing a pivotal decision on whether to uphold a national ban on TikTok, a move driven by concerns over national security but contested on grounds of free speech. President-elect Donald Trump has requested the court block the impending ban, which will take effect on January 19th, while many Republican lawmakers back the Biden administration's defense of the measure. This case has emerged as a significant test of First Amendment protections against government limitations on speech. Timothy Edgar, a former national security official, highlighted the unprecedented implications of the case, noting the potential impact on TikTok's 170 million U.S. users and the broader internet freedom landscape. The dispute originated from bipartisan legislation signed into law by President Biden, requiring TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell the platform or face prohibition. Advocates of the ban cite risks associated with TikTok's data access and content manipulation capabilities, which they argue could be exploited by the Chinese government. TikTok and ByteDance refute these claims, arguing that the law infringes upon free speech. They caution that upholding the statute could allow Congress to suppress any speech related to foreign entities. Trump's legal team echoed concerns over a ban, with his lawyer, John Sauer, requesting the court delay the measure and allow for a political resolution. Sauer is Trump's nominee for U.S. Solicitor General. Many Republican lawmakers, including attorneys general from 22 states, support the ban. They argue that TikTok's ties to the Chinese Communist Party pose a significant threat to Americans' privacy. Comparisons between TikTok's litigation and a criminal seeking reprieve have been drawn, underscoring the polarized views on the app's future. A ruling upholding the law could set a precedent for regulating foreign-backed digital platforms, potentially putting apps like Telegram under scrutiny. Meanwhile, lawmakers have urged tech giants Apple and Google to prepare for TikTok's removal from app stores, though experts suggest existing users may retain access temporarily. The court's decision carries profound implications for internet freedom and U.S.-China relations.
Blockchain platform Mantra has announced a partnership with Dubai-based real estate developer Damic Group to tokenize over $1 billion worth of assets in the Middle East. This groundbreaking initiative will enable real-world assets, such as real estate properties and data centers, to be converted into digital tokens on a blockchain, facilitating online ownership and trading. Damic, a prominent name in Dubai's real estate market, has been expanding its global footprint, particularly in data centers. On Tuesday, Damic chairman Hussein Sajwani and U.S. President-elect Donald Trump revealed plans to invest $20 billion in U.S. data centers in the coming years. Amira Sajwani, Damic's managing director of sales and development, highlighted the partnership as a reflection of the developer's commitment to leveraging innovative technologies to enhance its offerings. The assets will be tokenized on the Mantra chain and will be available early this year. This marks Damic's latest foray into blockchain technology, aligning with Dubai's strategic vision to position itself as a global hub for digital assets, including cryptocurrencies. The city and the UAE have been actively working to attract leading blockchain and crypto firms while developing regulatory frameworks for virtual assets. This isn't Mantra's first significant collaboration in the region. Last year, the platform partnered with MAG Property Development to tokenize real estate assets worth $500 million, starting with a residential project in Dubai. The growing adoption of blockchain in the Gulf region is exemplified by initiatives like the Dubai Land Department's 2017 launch of a blockchain platform for recording real estate contracts and linking them to utility and telecom accounts. With this partnership, Damic and Mantra aim to lead the transformation of asset management and trading in the Middle East, setting a benchmark for future collaborations between blockchain platforms and traditional industries.